Welcome, everyone. Greetings from the universe. We welcome you to our show, Celestra's Wisdom, with Shelley Celestra and me, your host, Ishana Sophia. On this program, Shelley Celestra brings you new tools for healing. We're coming to you from beautiful northern New Mexico. Thank you for listening.
Hello,
Today's date is March 11th, 2017. I'd like to tell you a little bit about our featured teacher, Shelley Celestra. Through her constant communication with Source, Prime Creator, divine beings, and extraterrestrials, Shelley Celestra has the unique ability to bring forth powerful wisdom teachings for the times in which we live. You will find insight and self-empowerment as you learn new tools for healing in these videos. You may want to watch the videos in chronological order to build your foundation of knowledge in these new tools for universal healing. Now, Shelley, I'd like to start with a question. Please tell us what Celestra means to you.
Celestra is our sun, the great sun, the central sun of the great universe. Celestra is the womb of God, and it's the way we enter and exit the physical world. Because it is the womb, it holds within its rays all creational possibilities. If you need to clear energies off you, such as cords, or you need to remove an implant, an entity, or a demon, you send them into the solar rays to be healed and transformed into pure light, and then send all energies back to their owner in its pure form. All entities and demons you send to God for a continuation of their spiritual journey. The solar rays are healing, transformational, and cleansing. As an example, if you are holding on to anger at yourself, someone else, or a situation that you are in, you gather up the anger and send it into the solar rays for healing and transform it into pure love, which you then ground in your body. Now, I'd like to talk a little bit about the God's Eye, which will be our power tool that we're going to learn about today.
So this is our section called New Tools for Healing.
The God's Eye is a space that holds all of the divine energies for healing. It is the greatest power tool that you have inside your physical body. Anything in the great universe can be accessed through the God's Eye, and it lives within that God's Eye inside you. It is an ocule or an eye that can rotate completely in a complete loop so that you can do work internally or externally, and you can create and discreate things in it or around it. It's one of the best healing tools we have at this time.
Okay, so Shelley, I have a question from one of our friends, and I actually have the same question myself about how to do spiritual healing, and I think it will be useful as an example of how to use the God's Eye. And I just want to say, did you told us that the God's Eye is in the belly button?
Yes.
Okay, great. All right. So I've heard people online asking for help with past life trauma like this, and I actually have the same situation. In past lives, some of us have had spiritual gifts or healing gifts or spiritual wisdom, and we've been hunted or tortured or murdered for that wisdom. And I've heard people say who are asking for help from spiritual teachers, and I've had the question myself. It seems like those past life traumas create some timidness in me about coming forward as a spiritual teacher or healer. And it's like I have a failure to launch. And I'm asking how we can use the God's Eye to heal past life trauma.
Okay. The God's Eye is excellent for this kind of trauma. This type of trauma creates a schism in us, a separation, and we fear crossing the boundary of that separation. The God's Eye is a perfect place to heal that. It's a perfect tool to use, a perfect power center. Anytime you are trying to heal past life trauma, especially the first time you heal past life issues, it is important to bring the past lives forward to be healed and not to regress. In my opinion, regressions can create their own issues, and you can end up bringing things back into this lifetime that you do not want to re-experience. The first step is knowing your most powerful tool for personal healing, which, as we stated, is the God's Eye. It is located in your belly button, and this is your direct connection to God and the entire universe. Everything that is and will ever be is alive in your God's Eye. To activate it, you simply state, I open and activate my God's Eye. Then you want to create a bubble made of the rainbow rays, which are all the divine aspects of love, such as purity, truth, joy, honor, grace, and harmony. Love, of course, running through the entire sphere. And we'll add to that the violet flames of transformation and healing. These two energy groups combined create the most powerful healing tool for personal healing within the God's Eye, or within the bubble as we are creating today. The way we will do this, we'll gather all your past lives and bring them forward in time to the present time. We will place them in front of your belly button, in front of the God's Eye, and we will work with them from there. And I will walk you through this step by step as we go. To heal past lives, you gather all your past lives, past, present, future, to heal them of serious woundings, abuse, and murder. We each have a healing team, usually 2 or 3 ascended masters and angelic beings, that assist us in healing and guidance. So first, ask your healing team to assist you in your process. With your God's Eye open, you expand a bubble from your God's Eye, outward, that surrounds you 5 feet in every direction and flows through you. Add to this bubble the violet flames of transformation and healing. Now we need to access the Akashic records, which are located in the Akashic Hall of Records within God. To do so, call on your healing team to assist you in accessing the Akashic records. Ask that they bring all lifetimes, past, present, and future, into the bubble that you've created around your being. Once all of the lifetimes are present within the bubble, collapse all the timelines, placing them in front of your God's Eye, so that they are stacked like playing cards within the bubble. Then, with your healing team assisting you, you state, I clear from all lifetimes, all murder, torture, and rape, all energies forced on me by others, especially those lives where I was condemned because of spiritual beliefs, spiritual gifts, and teachings. I also clear all karmic threads to these lives. I heal all lifetimes where I have been the one causing harm. The rainbow rays and the violet flames cleanse, heal, and transform the pain, hatred, and fear into pure love and its aspects, so that I am healed for all time. Pain becomes grace, fear becomes joy, and hatred becomes forgiveness and harmony. Persecution becomes acceptance. Then state, once this process is complete, I expand all lifetimes and replace them in their healed form into the Akashic records of the great universe. I also place a copy of these lifetimes as healed in my personal Akasha within my soul. I ground this entire process in my being, knowing I am healed of trauma from all lifetimes. Once you have done this process the first time, anytime you need to heal past lives of other issues, you don't need to access the Akashic Hall of Records outside yourself, because all records are now within you, in your Akasha, within your soul, which resides at your core. One caution I have for you is that you don't want to examine each lifetime as it is healing, because the ego will hold on to darkness so you won't forget the pain of what can happen. If you aren't careful, this causes you to hold on to the very thing you are trying to heal. So let go and let God, the great universe, the prime creator, assist you by giving you these tools and these gifts, by trusting and letting go.
Okay. So, Shelley, what about if we go through this process as if I'm your student and we're doing a healing session? So, let's go through the process that you just gave us for past life healing.
All right, so state, I open and activate my God's eye.
I open and activate my God's eye.
I create from my God's eye.
I create from my God's eye in my belly button
A bubble of the rainbow rays.
a bubble of the rainbow rays
And the violet flames of transformation and healing.
and the violet flames of transformation and healing.
I call on my healing team.
I call on my healing team
to assist me in this process.
to assist me in this process.
With their help,
With their help,
I open and access
I open and access
the Akashic Hall of Records,
the Akashic Hall of Records,
bringing all my lifetimes,
bringing all my lifetimes,
past, present, and future,
past, present, and future,
from the Akashic Records
from the Akashic Records
into the bubble
into this bubble
before my God's eye.
before my God's eye. Do I need to specify that I want to work on past lives in which there's been trauma around spiritual knowledge and spiritual gifts?
You can be that specific if you choose. I prefer to do it from all lifetimes
Okay.
because there will be some crossover.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great.
Okay.
I've been too specific in the past.
Okay. Okay.
We just did Hall of Records.
Right. So then ask that all the records be placed before your God's eye.
I ask that all of the records of my past life be placed before my God's eye in this bubble.
Mm-hmm. And I collapse all the timelines.
And I collapse all the timelines of these lifetimes.
Mm-hmm. So that they're like playing cards stacked one on the other.
So they're like playing cards stacked on one on the other.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And I thank the rainbow rays.
I thank the rainbow rays.
And the violet flames.
And the violet flames.
For working together.
For working together.
To clear and transform all the issues.
To clear and transform all the issues.
Which I now state.
Which I now state.
Mm-hmm. I clear from all lifetimes.
I clear from all lifetimes.
All murder.
All murder.
Torture and rape.
Torture and rape.
Especially those lives.
Especially those lives.
Where I was condemned.
Where I was condemned.
Because of spiritual beliefs.
Because of spiritual beliefs.
Spiritual gifts.
Spiritual gifts.
And teachings.
And teachings.
I also heal all lifetimes.
I also heal all lifetimes.
Where I have been the one.
Where I have been the one.
Causing harm.
Causing harm.
I clear all karmic threads to these lives.
I clear all karmic threads to these lives.
Oh, and let me state here as a sidebar, the reason we clear karmic threads is threads are often left behind when we've already cleared the karma, but we haven't let go of the attachment to it because we have some fear about it being repeated. And the worst thing we can do is hold on to that thread.
Are these threads between us and other people or between us and those lifetimes?
Both.
Okay.
So you can end up drawing someone back into you that you don't need to. The rainbow rays and violet flames.
The rainbow rays and violet flames.
Cleanse, heal, and transform.
Cleanse, heal, and transform.
The pain, hatred, and fear.
The pain, hatred, and fear.
Into pure love.
Into pure love.
And its aspects.
And its aspects.
So that I am healed for all time.
So that I am healed for all time. So Shelley, I kind of like to use my breath to send those rainbow rays. Is this a good time, or do you have something more to say before I do that?
Go ahead.
Okay. So from my God's eye, I send all the divine energies through all of these lifetimes. I just feel good when I do that.
Okay. Pain becomes grace.
Pain becomes grace.
Fear becomes joy.
Fear becomes joy.
And hatred becomes forgiveness and harmony.
And hatred becomes forgiveness and harmony?
Mm-hmm.
Is that what? Thank you. Forgiveness and harmony.
Persecution becomes acceptance.
Persecution becomes acceptance.
Once this process is complete,
I
expand all lifetimes.
I expand all these lifetimes.
And send them in their healed form.
And send them in their healed form.
Back to the Akashic Records.
Back to the Akashic Records.
In the Great Universal Hall.
In the Great Universal Hall.
I also place a copy of these lifetimes.
I also place a copy of these lifetimes.
In their healed form.
In their healed form.
Within my Akasha.
Within my Akasha.
In my soul.
In my soul.
I ground this entire process.
I ground this entire process.
In my being.
In my being.
Knowing I am healed of trauma.
Knowing that I am healed of trauma.
From all lifetimes.
From all lifetimes. Are we complete?
Yes.
Okay.
So you would state, so it is.
And so it is.
Mm-hmm.
So Shelley, we've completed talking about the God's Eye, the new tool for healing for today. We've talked about how to heal a past life trauma. So I think it's time to close our show. So I'll ask you if you'd like to offer a divine blessing.
Bo Elehu es adbalu elaol es ame'am. May universal harmony, peace, and understanding live in you always.
Thank you for that beautiful blessing, Shelley Celestra. We also want to thank our listeners for joining Celestra's Wisdom today. We hope you'll find this information helpful on your journey and that you will tune in again soon to see what's new. Please consider subscribing to this channel to follow the sequence of Shelley Celestra's lessons on new tools for healing. This is your host, Ishana Sophia, sending peace, love, and healing to all beings from my heart to yours. Good day, and thank you for your presence with us.